The blessing of the throat on February 3, Feast of Saint Blaise, has become a popular devotion in many countries of the world. It originated with the miraculous healing by Saint Blaise of a young boy with a big fishbone stuck to his throat. Many more healings of sickness of the throat were attributed to him. Saint Blaise is a martyr of the 4th century, but unfortunately, the Church knows very little about his life except that he was born of a noble family, was educated in the Christian faith, and studied to be a doctor. He afterwards became a bishop of Sebaste, Armenia, now modern Sivas, Turkey. Because of his great love of God and his virtuous life, God gave him extraordinary graces to cure not only maladies of the body, but also of the soul. People came flocking to him to be cured of their illnesses. Saint Blaise died in 316, 5 years after the Edict of Milan was promulgated in 311 AD by Emperor Constantine. This edict gave freedom to the practice of Christianity in the Roman Empire, but there was still persecution in Armenia that time because Emperor Licinius, who governed some parts of the Eastern Roman Empire, hated the Christians. To avoid persecution, Bishop Blaise went to a cave and lived there as a hermit. People came to him for healing. But one sunny day, some animal hunters discovered his cave and surprisingly saw him kneeling in prayer, surrounded by animals and beasts. Animals and beasts loved Bishop Blaise. He could command them to behave properly, so he was reputed as the beast tamer. Upon this discovery by the hunting soldiers, the bishop was immediately reported to the authority and was arrested. The governor of the place persuaded him to sacrifice to the idols, and when he refused, he was fiercely beaten. Then he was tied and suspended on a tree, and using iron combs, the soldiers scratched his flesh and his body was greatly injured. Finally, when the governor failed to convince him with all sorts of promises to give up his faith, he ordered that the bishop be beheaded. Miracles followed his martyrdom and he was acclaimed as a saint. He was particularly invoked to cure the illnesses of the throat. The cult of Saint Blaise soon spread out. Today, he is honored in Armenia, Spain, Portugal, Germany, Brazil, Great Britain, Croatia, Iceland, India, and in other countries including the Philippines. Many churches are named after him. In iconography, Saint Blaise is represented with 2 candles in his hands, the instruments used when blessing the throat on his feast day. The candles used by the church on the February 3 ceremony are blessed the previous day during the feast of the Lord's presentation or candle mass. These candles, tied by a red ribbon, are held by a priest in a cross position over the head of the faithful or across the throat. The red ribbon represents the martyrdom of Saint Blaise. While blessing, the priest says the following prayer: "Through the intercession of Saint Blaise, bishop and martyr, may God deliver you from every disease of the throat and from every other illness." The priest then makes the sign of the cross over the faithful being prayed over. It has been proven that this blessing is very effective not only in curing throat diseases but also as protection against other illnesses. Saint Blaise is also invoked as the healer of inability to sleep, obstruction of sleep, and other sleep disorders. Saint Blaise is known for the virtues of piety, humility, kindness, patience, and perseverance. Saint Blaise, you who pleased God with your life of prayer and penance, obtain for us the grace to be converted and live a holy life.